Let's bring in Dr. Kobi Michael, a senior research fellow at the Institute for National Security Studies and the former Deputy Director General for Israeli Ministry of Strategic Affairs. Thank you so much for being with us. Good morning. Talk to us about what it means for the security alert to be raised in the country.
Good morning. I think that, first of all, we understand that the Palestinian factions and those who even are not affiliated to any official factions in Jenin still have the capacities and the motivation. And the idea that 8 people were killed today, it is an indication to the intensity of the friction in Jenin. And I think that the numbers do play a role in this regard. And as you have just recently reported about the meeting between the Palestinian Islamic Jihad and Hamas in the Gaza Strip, I think that it will be reasonable to anticipate to a sort of a response from the Gaza Strip as well, because they cannot remain silent under such circumstances. In this regard, I think that we have to raise the question, what actually has happened in the last 8 or 9 months or so, and if the Israeli strategy in the district of Jenin is still relevant. Because if these are the consequences after 8 or 9 months of daily frictions and daily military operations in Jenin itself, I think that we have to ask ourselves the question if it is still effective.
Talk to us about the types of weapons the IDF is using in these raids. Now, the Palestinians were able to shoot down an Israeli drone. Is this drone just for surveillance? Is it a weapons drone? Talk to our audience about the type of weaponry that is used and its purpose.
It is not so complicated to hit a drone, okay? And they did it with their very conventional weapon that they have. But I think that this is not necessarily the most important issue. I think that the most important issue is that now I see that the number increased to 9, okay? Is the number of the Palestinians that were killed. And this is an indication to their motivation, to their capacity, and to the intensity of the friction. And this is the issue that we have to deal with. What actually has happened there? How it comes that after 9 months of daily frictions and operations in Jenin, we still have such a Palestinian capacity, and they still able to resist in a very, I would say, violent manner that led eventually to these consequences.
And talk to us about Israel raising the security alert. What does it mean that they're preparing for a possible escalation militarily? What does that look like?
As far as I understand, Israel and the IDF strategy, I don't think that Israel would like to escalate the situation. I think that they would like to contain the situation. And this is, I think, one of the main reasons for the alert, in order to assure that there are enough forces deployed all over the sensitive areas in order to prevent any sort of escalation or friction, and not to find ourselves in a situation where there is no enough military force in order to tackle the friction, okay? But we have no full control over the developments, and I think that it will not be fully surprising if in some areas the escalations and the frictions will lead to casualties among the Palestinians or among the IDF soldiers. And from there, it is almost a recipe for deterioration.
Dr. Kobi Michael, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
My pleasure.